Hello, this is Paul Newell, posted to my personal page, and I'm here with Mike. Mike, you want to introduce yourself now?
Hey, good morning, Mike Likier, a friend of Paul Newell, and we're here together with a message and an invitation.
Oh man, so couple things, bro. Because, well, first when you talked about, well, coming back to what you just said, like with the run for Arbery, and while I do appreciate that, and like, hey, listen, that's thank you, right? Thank you. Like you said, I see you. I think the thing for me as a black man is there is the flash in the pan response. It's like something happens, boom, okay, I did this, all right, I'm good. Now what? And this is something I'm finding for myself. So I want this to be free of like, hey, this is what you're doing. I'm talking about for me. Because like, I could be doing something too. What am I doing for myself, for my people, where it's like, okay, this isn't some flash in the pan, I go donate, or I go make a call, or I go run, and then nothing freaking happens. So the thing I'm inviting here for myself and for others is like, what's the consistent actions that are taken from that? Because that way, when I did my work around this, because I had a lot of anger around this, and among other things, like this uncertainty in the collective, I recognized like, wait a second, like there's these people sacrifice themselves. They've been a sacrifice, right? So how do I make good on the sacrifice? If someone's giving me something, they gave their life for something. What do I do to make good on that, to build on that, rather than be like, thanks and nothing. Like it's just like, okay, I gave this for you. Yeah, celebration. It's like when both my parents are gone. So it's like when someone passes, it's like that first week you hear from everybody. How you doing? How you doing? A month later, I don't hear shit. You know what I mean? And I'm still hurting. I'm still freaking grieving. It's hurt my heart. I'm torn apart. And I don't hear from the same people like I did beforehand.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Mike?
I do. If I could just run with that analogy to what we're talking about here.
What's that?
If really we're all grieving right now, not just loss of loved ones, back to the racial justice, right? When Ahmaud
Thank you, brother.
Killed, right? That when people are murdered because of race, this is not me doing this for Paul. This is not me doing this for Black, Indigenous people of color, right? This is me reclaiming my humanity. Yes, and doing it for those who are oppressed, and doing it for us, right? Doing it for this world that we want to create, because we're all in so much pain and not aware of the pain. How can you not be, right? Like when you're a kid, or if you have a kid, right? If you ever walk past, we can walk past homeless people, right? Most of us is trained to do that over time, right? But if you're taking your kid to the city for the first time and they're seeing homeless people, they cringe, right? You gotta learn. You gotta harden your heart. You gotta like Pharaoh, right? You gotta that harden in order to walk past, right? We need to rip that open. We need to feel outrage, pain, anger all together, right? When injustice based on just how you're born, what skin you wind up in, what gender you wind in, what sexual orientation you want, all these things, right? That we kill, right? With this, it's, how do you live with this, right? So together, right? That's the whole. This, to me, this is all about let's get together now, right? Now, let's do this. Let's do this. And like
true, bro.
And we don't know exactly what to do, right? It's not like come together or come with me, come with Paul. We're going to give you the 10-point plan, because we don't have that, right? But we co-create. We're going to come together and co-create with our collective wisdom, drawing on the wisdom of the ancestors. There's been, when people were enslaved, they were Nat Turners. When people were enslaved, they were abolitionists, right? There's a history that we're all building on, right? So we want to get together, with that ancient wisdom, with our current wisdom, and be in process together now.
Yeah, man, it's so interesting, because when we talk about being in process, I want to have this distinction here of like be together and in process with people that look like you, and also be in that process with people that look different than you. Because, and my thing is to do it in that order for this kind of work, because, you know, this coming back to something that you said prior, where you talked about as white people, like, you know, you've been taught to fear, you've been taught to hate. I think one of the things that that for me as a Black person, when I went to this course called Bridges and Boundaries, I really understood how I was living my life from this internal oppression piece, where it's, and an example for me, Mike, is, listen, I got to be twice as good as you and be humble about it. Okay. And like for Black people, I know for me, like, one of the things I learned as I'm doing my work is that, you know, my mom would always be on me to freaking fight and be on my ass to be safe and be like cordial and be this and polite and all these things. And one of my teachers, actually from MKP, said, you know, Henry Thurman said, you know, Paul, back in the day, slave mothers would make their sons ignorant and docile, so they wouldn't be trophies for the slave hunters. And I was like, oh shit, I just had to breathe on that. Yeah. So me as a Black person, man, I have this stuff that I'm feeding into the narrative of what I see on TV, this callousness, this Pharaoh's heart of a Black man getting shot again. So unconsciously, there's a message of my life doesn't mean shit. Okay. So in order for us to progress and really do something, we get to understand that we're on the same, everybody's on the level, bringing a different perspective and tint, rather than one person's up here and we're down here. Because it's something that, until we get in circles at this point, Mike, until we get in circles and really talk this through, what happens is going to continue to happen. Because when we're in circles, we can do our work. We can understand that if I express the thing that I am most ashamed of, or the thing that I'm looking to repress, until that happens, like, I'm going to still act out in unconscious ways and say, like, I'm doing this though. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And what's behind that? You see what I'm saying? So that's why, and I want to switch right now to, especially like, so you know, Mike and I are having this dialogue, and the key thing that we're inviting more people to do, more leaders in communities of all colors and races, and gender, to have these circles. If you're looking to do something, like, great to run, but also have these circles of your people where you can be in a space that's judgment free and safe to express what's up, and being outside of that woke culture. So if somebody, for example, somebody that's in your, a white person, if somebody's in your circle and they say some racist shit, be free of jumping down their freaking throat. Take that time, be like, tell me about what's the first time you took on that belief. Tell me about the first time that happened. Like, is that true? Because until we can get to look and have that mirror in front of us and really look at the beliefs and conditionings we've been put in, we put ourselves in, shit gonna change. Blessings to the ancestors. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Mike, let's close this container, man. Mike, did we talk about how people can contact you, bud? I know we talked about them connecting in the comments, and your website. Is there a direct way people can contact you, or is it through those vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, those would be the best. You know, if you wanted to email me, you know, you'll see my name on the Facebook here, but you just put my name together, Mike Likier at yahoo.com. If you want to email me that way, that would be cool too.
Fresh, man, fresh. And for people that want to connect with me, paul25newell@gmail.com, and also these Facebook, these different outlets. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Just like we carried the container, I want to thank you to the ancestors, to the angels, to the guides that were here with us, that helped guide us in this conversation. We ask that you take these words, bring the vibrations to others, so we can truly uplift and heal the collective, because this is one of the reasons that we're here. We are willing, we're grateful. Show us the way, and guide our steps. Aho, amen, ayaya.
Amen.
Love you, brother. Thank you, Mike.
Man, thank you.
Ooh-wee.
All right.